Let's see. Yep. I think we're live. Good morning, everyone. Let me switch it to the live chat. Sean is still in the closet about his Clapton love, by the way. Let's see. Yep. We gotta, man, we got everybody here already. The real James White, the mighty Woodrow. We have Alonius. I just scored a guitar for $100. It's an early 2000 rare Cort called the TRG Chamber, designed by Jim Triggs. It was such, that's pretty cool, man. I actually had a Cort guitar back in like, I don't know, the early 2000s that looked like a PRS and it had like a piezo pickup, but it was actually really fun. And I just got it on a random trade and played it for a little while. That was actually a cool guitar. But anyways, Sean's coming. He'll be here. He's just running slightly behind. The mighty Woodrow says, let's do the damn thing. We're doing it. I know the mighty Woodrow's got some new exciting projects happening. Good morning, Chad. Good morning, Jesse. Sounds like everybody's having coffee. I got up too early this morning. I already had my coffee, which is sad because now I kind of want more coffee. There's all sorts of stuff we can talk about when old Sean gets here. I had a few fun things I saw, but I guess I should save them. For Sean. Anything fun and exciting in the music world that you guys are aware of that we should be talking about? I gotta look up who the one I found this morning. Man, a Duesenberg Le Trim for the Eastwood Sidejack baritone. Now that's pretty cool. That's actually really cool. There was something I saw. We'll go ahead and talk about this because I thought it was kind of fun. And then we can bring it up to Sean too. Now I don't know where I saw it at, but there's like let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Let's just see. Have you guys seen the Vintage Verified Lab? You probably have, because they got like almost 15,000 followers on the old Instagram. But it's pretty cool, man. It looks like they actually use science stuff to verify, vintage guitars, to make sure they're all on the up and up. Which just seems pretty good. It looks like Uncle Larry's a fan. I just found it kind of interesting. We got Zoot Allures 1976. How's it going? Chad says, Jesse, you're doing a nice job responding to the videos. Pithy and amusing. I will tell you, we have all enjoyed Jesse's responses. I think he might, JP, would you agree? I do. That he is in the top runner there. Volume Tone Gain, is it Joe Glazers? That's who's doing the Vintage Verified Lab? I had not looked into it enough to realize that, but that makes a lot of sense actually. Cause we get crazy like vintage stuff in all the time, man, that's like they're mysteries. We never get like easy ones where it's like, oh, this is a 63 whatever. It's always like, well, this seems like it should be from this year, but it's someone's changed all the controls and maybe there's been a neck break and blacklight stuff, and I don't know. It would be nice just to send them to these folks, let them do their thing in a couple 3 hours. The mighty Woodrow says, I picked up an MXR Carbon Copy Deluxe, and I'm excited about it. Woodrow, is that the Is that the one with the tap tempo? I'm guessing it is. Does it have, here's my question. Does it have the little switch that lets you go dark or bright on the tone repeats? Because if you remember, do you remember when they came out with the carbon copy that was like lighter green and it was a brighter delay? Because in my brain, around the time I really started getting into pedals, you either had, if you had like an analog delay like that, you sort of loved the Octopus or you loved the carbon copy. Carbon copy's dark, Octopus is bright. I've always sort of been on team Way Huge. But they came out with that light one that was like more like minty green that sounded to me a lot more like the Octopus. And I felt like the Deluxes gave you the little dip switch to change between them. So Sean is not sick. He's on his way. So he should probably be here any moment, I imagine. Is Sean taking a shit or what? I almost didn't say it, but nope, he's just on the way. He'll be here. I think he had a late evening. I believe, since he's not here, we can talk about him. I believe, JP, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe maybe even tomorrow is Sean's birthday. Is that true? I feel like that's true.
That's what I heard.
I feel like that's true. So you guys do with that whatever you want to do with it. But that is that's the deal. Had to get a few more minutes of Eric Clapton in the car on the drive over. Thoughts on a hummingbird versus a dove? I'll tell you this, I've played a lot more hummingbirds. They're both pretty awesome. I think I probably slightly prefer the hummingbird. But I can do either one. The Mini has a switch, Volume Tone Gain says. The Mighty Woodrow says it is, and it does have the bright switch, and it's programmable. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I dig that. I think that's kind of fun. Woodrow, when I feel like my delay use has evolved over time. Because there was a time when I wanted the delay to be like very in your face and tried to pretend to be the edge. And then I've this is probably true for everyone and probably with most effects, unless you're playing like a genre or style of music where the effect is like it's the thing. I feel like I've made it more and more. So I can't remember the last time I used the actual tap tempo on a delay pedal, because I just don't set them that way anymore to where you hear it enough that it matters. But I'd be curious to know like what you're doing with the old carbon copy deluxe. According to Prince, doves cry a little bit more. So there you go. Good morning, Chris from the guitar shop down in good old South Carolina, our neighbors below. I hope you guys are doing good, man. Have we tried out the Taylor Action Control neck? It looks interesting. We have, actually. I think that we talked about it yesterday in a video that hasn't come out yet, so you wouldn't have seen it. But I think it's a really good thing, the Action Control neck. I will say, the first one we got that we didn't, I don't even think, they sent us a model with that on it before it was out to do videos about, like the prototype kind of thing. And somehow the little nut wiggled off in shipping. And so the strings were just like laying on the frets, and we were like, what is happening? What is going on? We didn't know anything about the Action Control thing. We didn't even know what the bolt was. We were like, why is there a bolt inside the guitar? Like, what is happening? Because it wasn't connected. And then, we talked to Taylor, and they explained it to us. Sean actually put it back on, and then we were like, oh, this is amazing, and you can change the neck angle. And it really makes for probably some of the best acoustic action that I have, probably ever felt. But Yeah, that's the only real issue we've seen with one. So it'll be cool to see long term how those things hold up and how they work. But the concept is pretty amazing because you don't have to worry about trimming down the saddle or shimming. I mean, because Taylor, it already had the shims, which were obviously easier than neck reset, but still kind of a thing to go through and find out where can you get the shims or who's the closest certified Taylor repair center that can do that. So with the new one, man, you literally just turn a wrench and bam, there you go. So I kind of dig that. Are you gonna play some Candlebox Far Behind or what? What a great riff, right? Is that it? I'll be here all morning. Taking requests. That is a great song, to be fair. The Mighty Woodrow says, mine has two. I was very dry with my tone for years. No delay or reverb. I still like a little delay and reverb in the background. I just trying to be a little less out front with it. Trying to be a man. But I do think, putting it out front is fun sometimes, just not all the time. Did you ever put your Not a Dumble together? The clean style will really sweeten your tone. Try it. We still have somewhere sitting back here, maybe behind me. Yep, our Not a Dumble from our dear friend Surrender, which there was good, there was talk about, and this is still kind of the plan, to put that thing together live and then auction it off for charity. And we're going to do something sort of like that. We're actually working on that as we speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching iCarly. Imagine if he were recorded it that way. He would have had a hit on his hands.
All that nylon string bullshit. No.
Bam!
Ginger Beer says, been really enjoying an Echo Rec style delay, I bet, last year.
Like the big one?
Yeah, was it a giant one? Did you build did you make a pedal that's that style? Or did you make an actual Echo Rec?
Oh wait, he built it.
Says he built it, yeah.
Okay.
Clouds and my coffee. How do they, it's like they're here, because we talked about that yesterday.
We just talked
We literally talked about that yesterday.
I argue. So.
You're so vain.
That song is dope. I like it more than
that song's
James
amazing.
Song.
Well, that was the whole thing, is we were talking about how we love James Taylor, and then someone brought up some maybe character flaws that James Taylor has suffered from in his illustrious career.
How he got there.
That's how he got there.
And
no, and then we were like, and then you said, I think, like the Carly Simon putting up with that.
Oh yeah.
And the song, and then you were like, I enjoyed that song more than any James Taylor.
Yeah, but I still like James Taylor.
Listen, I'm not sure that I enjoy that song more than any James Taylor.
Yeah.
But I love that song, and I also love some old school JT. However, it could be true that maybe he, struggled with some demons.
Listen, it sounds like he suffered from what the majority of rock stars at that time did. Massive ego syndrome. That was it,
No, not drugs. We said suffer. Chad B says, happy birthday to George Harrison.
George Harrison, dude. Was he a 25th boy?
I guess so.
I feel like I know that. Yeah,
we've already discussed another birthday.
Johnny Cash.
That's coming. No.
Johnny Cash was born.
Screw that guy. What a loser.
The worst.
I'm only kidding.
I love Johnny and his cash.
I'm only kidding. I would like to have some of the cash.
I was gonna say, right?
Yep.
I was gonna say.
I was talking. I had pulled up. You ever seen this thing? Sweet Baby James was an amazing tune. It is an amazing tune.
I mean, if you had to pick one James Taylor song forever, mine is actually a weird one. Her Town 2, that's what it is.
Okay.
That would be mine.
All right.
I think a lot of people are probably, I'm going to guess without seeing the chat yet, Fire and Rain. Is that your,
Oh,
your
no.
go-to?
No, I mean, that's a good one.
It's good. It's not my favorite either. Well, I've seen fire.
That's a good one. I mean, I'm a little partial to Carolina in my mind.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like topical, you know.
I've taken a lot of things that I've learned over my life, like that I play all the time, from James Taylor. Like this little walk down in the song.
Yeah.
But like the other thing that I do a lot that I've taken from James Taylor is in Fire and Rain was the first time I ever heard it when he goes. Or this thing. Playing the major 7 of the G right there. Like I do that all the time. And I actually add the A to it now. And I do it, you know, in anything in G.
You do a lot of open and E major stuff, which that kind of walks down in what appears to be more of like an E major, and then turns into E minor, G major. Yeah, like I mean that's, if you ever seen Johnny play live, that's like the kind of things that fill in between songs, which I always thought was cool and unique to you. You know?
Well, you know. What are you gonna do? Copper Line, that's a good one. Your smiling face reminds me of my high school girlfriend. I mean, you know.
Overplayed or not, Fire and Rain is amazing. Land of the Cheating Curlers.
I mean, there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of like deep stuff there. And I had a James Taylor book when I was learning to play that I bought. Because, you know, back, I didn't, you know how when you start buying and you're like, I'm going to learn these songs, and you don't realize that some of the books are just like the piano melody and the guitar. But I learned a bazillion guitar chords from the James Taylor book.
Yeah.
And all the little, I think that's probably how I learned what a slash chord was, like a you know, changing the bass. But
yeah.
anyways.
That's cool.
Anyways.
I think it's cool. Is Carolina a song everyone learns in elementary school?
Like here, I don't remember particularly learning that.
I mean, I remember.
We learned Tom Dooley. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. You know, I remember that one.
I'm sure it's based on whatever your music teacher likes. Like, my music teacher showed us, like, Elvis and stuff like that. And,
oh, God. We didn't. Well,
it was fine.
I don't remember any of that kind of stuff. I remember, like, mostly, like, old folk, like,
yeah.
I'm talking, like, you know, Pioneer time. Like, you know what I mean? I don't remember learning much popular music other than I do remember the Elvis song. Well, there was one Elvis song we did, the Only Fools Rush In. I remember our music teacher talking about that song.
Yeah.
And like Unchained Melody and that kind of crap. But I remember this scarred me in my heart for a long time in like the 3rd or 4th grade. No, it might have been before. It might have been after that. Sometime in middle school, I had a music teacher, and she's like, if you guys want to bring in like cassettes or CDs
that was that Elvis day.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, that you listen to at home.
Yeah.
You can, and you know, we'll listen to a little bit of it at the end, right? Well, I didn't play guitar or anything yet. But I brought in this CD because I had just discovered the Eagles. And I had Hotel California.
And you pointed to Joe Walsh on the back cover, and you said, that man right there, the second coming.
I loved all that stuff, and I thought it was the most amazing, badass thing I'd ever seen, right? And so I bring it in, and the teacher just starts, like, and I was a super into, like, Hotel California, Life in the Fast Lane.
Were they like, this is trash?
Victim of Love. The teacher plays the Johnny Come Lately, the New Kid in Town, which I love that song now, but back then that was the one I would skip all the time, because it's kind of like lame. You're like lame. It's not rock and roll.
No.
And all of a sudden she put that song on, and I was like, wait, no, not this one. And she just ignored me. And then I remember this girl who was cool was like, she looked at me, she was like, you listen to that at home? And I was like, oh, no.
When you were like,
And
if
I
it was
like,
Victim of Love, if it was New Shoes, or those shoes.
Yeah, could have been that.
It could have been anything else.
Anything else
on that record, but
Anything
that song,
else.
You went to that song.
Went to Victim of, or, you know, went to Johnny Come Lately, the new kid in town. More mature me.
We've had
Appreciates
conversations about this with the Eagles. Is that there's certain songs, like if I had seen them live in the '70s and they played that James Dean song, I'm throwing something. I'm gonna be like, hell no, get that shit out of here. What is
Doolin Dalton.
Doolin Dalton? No, hell no, dude. Like, what are we doing? I'll take a Tequila Sunrise. All right, I'll take a Take It Easy. I'll take all that stuff. I'm not.
Because that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Let's discuss. Volume Tone Gain says that Jim Croce is greater than James Taylor. There's an amazing catalog of Jim Croce.
I have a thought on this.
From like, you know, I mean, everybody knows like, you know, Leroy Brown and like the, what's the other really fun one? You Don't Mess Around with Slim, yeah. That's a great song, like Roller Derby Queen. All those are like really fun. And then you have Time in a Bottle. See, I don't enjoy Time in a Bottle.
It, to me, compared to those other songs that are like these very colorful pictures of people in
that are
life,
fun. And
it's
I think
fun.
I like fun Jim Croce better than I like, you know.
If I could save time
Because me,
in a bottle.
be honest with you, I'll take Fire and Rain over Time in a Bottle
Yeah.
every day, all day. That's just me.
You know who else I feel that
But
way
I do
about?
love Jim Croce.
I feel that same exact way about Sting. And whenever I say Sting, I'm talking solo career Sting. Whenever we get Fields of Gold or whatever it is, I'm like, nah. I don't like it. I don't like the drawn out ballady thing. To me, it's always been a bit of a drag. I can appreciate a good ballad, but it needs to have some movement to it, you know?
Listen, the Human Jones says, got my first solo acoustic gig in 5 years on Saturday. Super psyched. Might even wear pants. You should probably wear pants of some sort. No judgment though. That's awesome though. I hope it goes really well.
I think it will. You're gonna crush it.
I had like a month and a half off of acoustic gigs essentially. No, not totally, but close. And then I just kind of started back hardcore, and I was like, God, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
But I did something to my finger, like I burned it, and I think I had a splinter, all in the same during that stupid snow, because we were out cooking on the little wood stove, and then I got a splinter, and I cannot make the little thing go away, and like doing those acoustic gigs and not being able to finger pick, it's not so bad when I pick, but I do my normal things where I go to grab that stuff, and every time I rake it. It's the jolt of pain.
Feel it like
and that
going
was like,
deeper.
I didn't even play Walking to Memphis with my fingers. I did it. I just hybrid picked it because it was killing me.
That's why Jello had to come up and let you know.
We had a situation on Friday.
He's going into it.
We had a situation. Now, I'm trepidatious about talking about this.
Well, I think you can go for it. I think Shape of My Heart by Sting is dope, though.
Agreed.
That's a killer. That's just it's whenever Sting is like, whatever happens on Field of Gold, that's more so my issue. That is like...
See, there's a little soft spot in my heart for Field of Gold. I mean, melodically, it's a great song. You ever seen the you remember when they used to do those CMA or Nashville Crossroads, and it was like two artists who weren't really like necessarily the same?
Yeah.
Like there's a Vince Gill Sting one.
Really?
And they do Field of Gold. And Vince Gill is playing this thing. It's not a mandolin.
Yeah.
It's a weird little instrument with lots of strings, and it's kind of awesome.
I'll tell you what I think about that, okay? I think that sounds like a great collab, right? But the best Sting collab of all time is Sting and Shaggy.
Probably.
Go watch the Tiny Desk.
It's probably true.
It's amazing. No offense, Vince Gill, but you can get bent, brother. James Taylor, Jim Crush. Not to run too far back here. James Taylor writes songs that feel like they're far older than time itself. Jim Croce has something similar that it feels like it's a folklore song, but I do enjoy some of that stuff more. I just wanted to say that earlier. I was like, I'm more of a Jim Croce guy at the end of the day.
Can I say, And I agree with Mayor McCheese that the Don't Mess Around with Jim, epic, amazing album, right?
Yeah.
To me, the Jim Croce songs feel old in the way that you like point to a particular time.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah.
But
Cigarettes.
some of the James Taylor's stuff feels old in a timeless way. Like, oh,
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
And I just kind of dig that. I don't know.
Well, like Carolina, like that to me sounds like a song that I'm like, that's a forever song somehow. You know?
I mean, the chord progression in the verse, that little thing where it goes, is so cool. I just really love it. But anyways, whatever.
And Cat Stevens does kind of beat them both. I think he's kind of like the blend of the two. But we can move on from this. I'm sorry. I just needed that out in the world. I didn't want James Taylor sitting there in his chair watching this, drinking his coffee, smiling. Because he didn't win. That's all I wanted to say.
Clouds in your coffee. You're so vain.
Mick Jagger's in the background.
Should we talk about? We got lots of things to talk about. Should we talk about Friday?
Friday.
And our friend.
It's gotta. I mean, we can. I think it's a farce. I think he's a liar.
I want to believe that's not true.
I want to too, but
I want to believe. I would like to identify and find him.
Having been lied to so many times in my life about such things, Jonathan.
Callous, bitter, and jaded.
And I know you've been in it twice, thrice as long as I have been, to know all too well.
I have been thrust into the lie, honestly, in my where it wasn't me. I'm not saying I was lying.
Oh yeah, but somebody next to you is
people
weird.
instill you. No, well, even beyond that, more complicated. People put you into their own lie and believe their own reality. You know what I mean?
The Dave Grohl
and you're
stuff.
even trying to be like, no. And finally, you just have to give up and say,
Yep.
Yeah.
That's me.
But we got this guy on Friday,
Yes.
who I'm confident does not watch our videos.
I'm sure.
I'm in this little place called Dugan's Pub in Pinehurst. You know, and Pinehurst is a little ritzy, a lot of golf. Nobody's bumming around in Pinehurst if they don't have a little cash to burn, you know, for the most part.
Well, unless you're a musician.
Unless you're us and you come over there and come see your buddies play. And so I'm going to play my little, and the pub, like you walk in and there's an upstairs part that almost looks like a little deli. And then you go down the stairs and that's where like the bar is and that's where it gets kind of rowdy on the weekends, right? And I'm playing there, as I often do, on Friday. And there's this weird little like cutout in the room that's like this little cave, and that's kind of where you play. There's dartboards there and one of those little shuffleboard things, and it sort of becomes your weird little stage when you go to play, right? I'm trying to paint the picture.
Yes.
So I'm just sitting there, my stuff's all set up, my mic's set up. It's me alone, you know, with my guitar and stuff. So but I still got 15 or 20 minutes till I'm supposed to start at 9 o'clock. And this dude comes up to me with his friend, says they're from Detroit. And they're like, oh, I see, we got a Martin and a Taylor, huh? And they start talking to me about guitars. Nothing out of the ordinary about this. This is fine. And they're talking to me about it, and then they're telling me the one guy has like this D35, and he's trying to show me a picture, and he pulled up like a generic picture off of Facebook that wasn't his, and I was like, oh,
Googled
okay.
335 or D35.
And I'm like, well, I know what a D35 is, you know what I mean? And people don't know, right? So like, I'm just like, yeah, man, that's great. I'm glad you guys are here. I hope you're having fun. They obviously were having fun.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? The one guy's very close to me. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, all right, well, okay, cool guys. And so I'm talking to him, and then the more it goes, the more they say that this guy, oh man, I've toured my whole life. I'm a musician, and I've been a touring musician. And I'm like, okay, cool, you know? Well, then he's like, then the name dropping a little bit starts. He's like, have you heard of the Dead Kennedys? And then he mentioned like Soul Asylum and then playing for Graham Nash.
Well, then this is where I come in to the bar. And he's talking
Well,
to
by
you.
this point, that was the second time.
He's already talked to you about walking to Memphis at this point.
Well, because I start playing and they go sit down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, this guy might be kind of something.
Yeah.
And then Sean and you guys came in my first set or my first break?
Right before your first break, I think.
Because I usually play an hour, take a 15-minute break, play an hour, take a 15-minute break.
When I walked in, you were playing Walking to Memphis.
Oh, that's when you came in?
Yes.
So that was towards the end of the first set.
Yeah.
And the dude comes up while I'm playing Walking in Memphis by Mark Cohen and says, I co-wrote that song.
And this is where he turns to me, gives me the exact same spiel that
Well,
Johnny just said. Well, the same
He gave a lot of people the
story.
same spiel, and his buddies he was with apparently have never heard him play. They're all from Detroit. He said he grew up with Jack White. He didn't want to play, but he was also pretty drunk. So I kind of chalked it up to that, and they were like, get him to play on the mic. And I was like, look, I'm not pushing anybody to come play, especially if it's going to be a train wreck, right? So, but the dude told us that he was known as a certain name in the industry, and we looked up that name. Not him.
The photo comes up.
And then I just couldn't find what I thought he told me his normal name was in the like, because you know, if you go to Wikipedia, it'll say band members, but it'll also say like live, like touring musicians on a lot of these bands. And I couldn't find him in that list either.
Yeah.
So then we were trying to decide, was this all made up? Because he's with these guys who think he's like a thing? Or it is possible it's just the 90s, the internet's not the same. Maybe, but you know, he presented himself as like a touring, sort of like utility.
Multi-instrumentalist.
Knows everybody, calling all these people. One guy told me he went upstairs and got on the phone with like Deborah Harry. And I was like, oh, maybe he did. He's like, it was her. It was her. And I was like, talking about like Ted Nugent. And people who maybe don't necessarily connect. I don't know, man. I don't know. But we were just trying to figure out.
The Nuge and Debbie Harry and this guy would totally
And then like
hang out.
Graham Nash and then like, you know, Soul Asylum and
all of them.
Co-wrote Walking to Memphis. Also, I'm pretty sure Mark Cohn, from what we can find, just wrote.
He went on a journey by himself.
And wrote the song.
There are other people who composed elements of the song.
Who's that?
Well, we're going to go through some of the names real quick. Just because maybe you guys can help us. You guys are like super sleuths. So some of you are. I say I won't put your
So
stuff
I just thought maybe someone, because you know, you guys are very knowledgeable. So maybe you're like, oh, we know who this guy was.
philosophy, right?
Yeah, who composed?
Okay. So composition and lyrics, songwriter and arranger, Mark Cohn.
Oh, and John Leventhal. Okay.
Kenny White, co-arranger. John Leventhal, co-arranger. Now, I assume that is for the strings, maybe some of the elements that are shifting around his piano.
Because he mentioned himself and another guy. Who's this they played on it?
We have background vocals. I'm just going through. John Leventhal played guitar, organ, and bass guitar. Dennis
as you would assume.
McDermott played drums. Eric Riddle played keyboards, and Chris Palmera played the Hammond organ, which is interesting. You would think Mr. Mark Cohn would turn around and just play the organ, but he didn't. And then you got some background singers.
They're different things.
Vivian Cherry, that was him.
You never know.
I'm
I'm just trying to see if any of these names are, you know.
Yeah, I'll go down the production and engineering list too, because we got Mark Cohn as the producer on it, which is kind of cool. Chris Theus is an assistant engineer. Ben Wish is a mix engineer, producer, recording engineer, and Bob Ludwig, mastering engineer. That's kind of cool. Bob Ludwig, big name there.
Ovaltine Jenkins says, this encounter is sounding a lot like Todd Snyder's Bill Elliott story. It was a funny, and I've had encounters like this before, and I've had them go both ways. I've had them turn out to be, that is the guy.
No,
I've also had them turn out to be
total smack, yeah.
And I wanted, because this guy seemed kind of fun.
I've had it go both ways as well. Unfortunately, I think the majority of the time, these things go the bad path, and that the bad path is this guy's lying, and then eventually you're talking to him, and they like fumble into the lie. They get all awkward and weird about it, and they leave. They're like, oh god.
Well, usually when it does go bad, it's the people around them who are telling you these things, not them. And this started sort of that way.
Yeah, somebody else.
But then it kind of went the bad way pretty quickly.
You gotta think, there's billions of people on this planet, right? Billions of people who listen to different kinds of music and go different ways, right? Well, if they go into, like, it wouldn't surprise me if in a little factory in Detroit, some guy could lie and tell everybody that he's some other dude. And they're just none the wiser ever. They're like, yeah, he's that guy. Volume tone gain says, sounds like a pathological liar. I don't know. I like to believe that there is a chance. Because here's the thing. Here's why I know why you're skeptical, and it's also why I'm skeptical. he had so many weird factoids that you kind of were like, who would know this much about Soul Asylum?
Well, and then he had weird factoids about like people in North Carolina that we know,
Like talking
which was
about
kind
them.
of odd, right?
And you're like,
that tied into Baxter.
how do you know this person? It's weird, you know?
But some people are just so good at BS that they just like flow with the conversation, and they don't actually know the thing. So I don't know.
There's a lot of people
They're
out there.
not like Ned who knows everything. Tom says, "Was it Ned?" It could have been Ned. That would be really funny.
I'll tell you what the nastiest feeling is, though, is being in a room with somebody and you know the truth, but then you see them proceed to lie. But because you don't know the other people in the room well enough to be able to say, he's full of shit, don't, like...
I wasn't worried about that because I was entertaining the people.
Oh, no, I'm talking about a situation where you're in a band with somebody.
Oh.
And the person is straight, bold-faced lying, like, I produced this record, and he's talking to, I don't know, somebody who is like
I feel like this is a real experience you might have just had.
Very real experience. And you just kind of go, and I was like, what? It's like, no, you fucking didn't. Like...
Do you know, like, I've never had like that, but I've had fun ones where like one guy I used to play for, this was back when it was like Duck Dynasty was the thing.
Yeah.
And he would introduce me and kind of slur my last name. He'd be like, "You guys ever seen Duck Dynasty?"
Haha.
And then he'd look at me and he'd be like, he'd make up some relationship that I was to them. And then I would just be like shaking my head. And then people afterwards would come up after these country shows and be like, can we get a picture? And I would have to make the conscious, be like, no, he was just playing. Or sometimes I would just be like, yeah. And I would just take the picture.
Well, because
so I'm sure there are
eventually-
people, right.
It's too much to, like what are you gonna do? There's probably 10, 15 people who are gonna come up to you and you're gonna have the same 5-minute explanation every time.
Right. So you're just like, okay, take
they're
the
gonna
picture,
go,
take the picture, and then they would think, but that was just, everybody thought it was hilarious in the band, you know what I mean? They're like, and I'd be like, you sons.
Well, it is kind of similar to the Dave Grohl thing. It's funny when it is not you doing it, right? Like, it's funny whenever I tell people, like, yeah, that is Dave Grohl. It's not, it wouldn't be funny if you were going around telling people, that's right, I'm Dave Grohl, and you're shaking people's hands and signing autographs and asking for free food at restaurants.
It's just kind of funny. I like Ned's theory that he was a time traveler.
He was.
He was a time traveler. So yeah, man.
I'm big in Japan.
We're all big in Japan. They're very small people. Get it? No. Yeah, it was whatever. It was whatever.
Larry
It was fun.
McTerry said that he's had encounters go both ways. I believe it.
The Mighty Woodrow says there are a few pictures of me out there that people thought I was Johnny, which is kind of funny. There's me and the Mighty Woodrow, and then a man named Jeremy Robinson all get mistaken for each other, which is funny because Jeremy Robinson doesn't look like us at all. It's just that his name is a J in Robinson and my name is a J in Robinson. And then Mighty Woodrow and I both are, bearded and long-haired, and we play musical things. So
you and Jeremy, you and the Mighty Woodrow are definitely like closer looking. The other guy, it's just
the name.
Just the name, yeah. And I'm kind of like, I don't think it counts. I think, I'll be honest, nothing against him. And if he watches our stuff, know that it's literally nothing about you at all. I just feel like it should have just been you and the Woodrow. Because I'm like, y'all are like, it's like Southern rock and metal. Like, it's weird. It's like the same side of the same coin.
Well, and I mean the funny thing,
the opposite side.
Volume Gang Tone says, it's not like it says if he co-wrote it, he'd walk up and pull it out his phone, right? Yeah. But it was so funny because I love that song, so I play it a lot when it's me and my acoustic sets. Like I have my own little acoustic version that I do, and I'm playing it, and then he runs up afterwards, and it's really packed in Dugan. Like Dugan's gets really busy, Yeah. And it wasn't me. It's just people come there, and I happen to be there. But he comes around, he's like, "Oh my God, I co-wrote that song." And he seemed so genuine and excited, and I was like, "What? Wow!" I was like, "That's one of my favorite songs." And he's like, "I can't believe you. Hearing you doing this is amazing." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I'm like, "Wait." At the end, I'm like, I don't know, but it was.
If you co-wrote a song like that, right? Because this is one of those songs that is like, in my opinion, it's kind of like the James Taylor stuff. Some of it, it's bigger than that, right? It's bigger than just like a song from the 70s. In this case, from the 80s. If you co-wrote it, I don't know, if it were me and I went into a bar and I heard you playing that, and you know, you do a really good version of that, I'm gonna sit there and be like, damn. And I'd wait until your break, and I'd have bought you a beer. And hey man, come here. It's like, here's a beer. I was like, I just wanna let you know, you did that song justice. I co-wrote that thing in the 80s. Thank you so much. And I'd shake your hand and I'd walk away. I'd be cool about it.
See, I've had experiences like that with actual famous people.
No, you've had,
and that was very fun, and that was usually more how it would be. Greg says a guy that owned the bar asked if his buddy could come up and sit in with me. When he got there, it turned out to be country singer Mo Bandy, who was good friends with my dad, who had just passed. That's great. See, now stuff like that is really cool.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've got to play with guys like that in those kind of situations who are played on a big record or played in somebody really famous's band, and occasionally are themselves, you know, fun. But it's just this one was just an odd, random one. Sean and I were just seeing if we could crack the mystery.
Well, and
I guess we'll probably never
know.
Know for sure.
But it could go either way. I'm not going to say it's out. Like he's not anybody. But
my guess is that he was around for some of those things.
Yes.
I would think that his involvement is just probably greatly exaggerated.
Well, that goes to case in point. One, and I've been in a couple of these situations where somebody lies in the group that you're in or whatever. This person that I'm speaking of, they lied. And knowing what their actual involvement was in the things that they were talking about was like, I mean, that would be cool enough on its own. You don't need to lie and like say you did far more than what you did, because we can all look at it and know that's not true. So
this is a rough day and age to lie about things.
Yes,
because everything is out there, unfortunately.
Who are you?
The sad thing though is, let's say that you're the dude that it doesn't get on there somehow, and you haven't gotten this credit, and you like can't prove it, and everybody's like, that would be very frustrating.
That would
so
be,
I don't know.
Yes, that would be extremely frustrating. And as a matter of fact, I just wanted to check one thing, because I'm like, you know what? I never looked at this, but don't mind me.
I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm sending five left, 5 gifted memberships.
5. Don't worry.
Let's see who gets them.
Are these in honor of Sean's birthday?
Yeah.
Do it.
Sean's birthday.
For Sean, a day before Sean's birthday.
Here's 5 gifted memberships.
5. Sean's gonna be 52 years old tomorrow.
Just as I thought, Johnny.
In his heart.
Here we go.
His body's young.
This guy.
His heart's old.
Nowhere to be found on the records. Nowhere to be found. Who got him? Homegrown son? Nice. Britt Jones. Chewy. Bobby Rambles. Bobby Rambles. I hope that's sweet baby Bobby. Sweet big brat baby Bobby, baby. You know what I mean?
Baby Bobby.
And the Rev Evis and whatnot. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Whatnot.
Is Bobby Rambles our Bobby?
That's what I was wondering. I was hoping it's big baby Bobby.
Is we gone from Hancock Deluxe to Bobby Rambles?
Dude,
I don't know.
Listen, Bobby Rambles, sick stage name.
Dude.
He should own that. That would be dope.
For real.
Because he's had baby Bobby. He's had big baby the brat Bobby, or whatever it was, however it broke down. Bobby, of course. But I think Bobby Rambles would be badass, dude.
It would be
On
badass.
Stage, if he was like, it's Bobby Randall.
Oh, it was a happy birthday, Sean.
Whoa. Thanks, dude.
William Robinson said that Keith Richards showed up one night after Stone's show at my old club in New Orleans. I wasn't playing, but he jumped on stage and did a little blues with the band. Now that is pretty cool.
It'd be funny if you're in the middle of like a song and he just jumps up and goes right into like just start ripping into one of his songs.
That would piss
like,
me
"Go
off
fuck yourself."
in lots of circumstances. But if it was Keith Richards, I'd be like, well,
What are you gonna do?
I've had it, sir. You know.
Keith, get off the stage.
So, what are you gonna do? I'm kind of with Guitar Boy Y4W there. If you can't impress with brilliance and humility, go for the default. But And, you know, it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
I mean, it is funny. I just hate, to me, in my opinion, lying is like, I don't know. It's not gonna get you anywhere, you know? Like, hell, just
And it
be
doesn't
who you
feel
are.
nice.
No, I'm like, you go home after that and don't feel like your mouth tastes like shit, you know? Like, I make like a little lie and I'm like, ugh, God.
Tom says, is there money in acoustic gigs in and around Southern Pines? Nah, you wouldn't want any of them.
Nah,
You wouldn't want them.
you don't want anything to do with this.
You know,
It depends on what you call money.
I was gonna say, there was a time, not long ago, man can make a decent little living.
When a man can make it, listen, I will say,
And as soon as Sean gets into the game, the fucking price starts dropping. What
listen,
the hell?
there's money to be made everywhere in gigs, to be fair. But you gotta, there's a way. Because people used
This
to tell me
is
all the time,
horseshit.
people used to tell me that you couldn't make any money in Nashville playing gigs. And some people, listen, there is money. Jonathan here makes a large chunk of his income for the year playing right around little old Southern Pines. So
Yes.
now I only make $15,000 a year. So
We're able
Yeah.
to, you know, it's not a hard game to play. But what I mean, you can still make good money. It is definitely coming down some, which I think is sad because
there's a lot of people trying to play here right now. So
Yes.
the number of gigs, even though it's weird because the venues kind of went, like everywhere had live music, right?
yes, it kind of
And,
went, and now it's like,
And it's funny that now the sort of state we're in, I think places are pulling back a little bit by how frequent they have music. And so the amount of gigs I think is actually slightly down, I would say.
yeah.
But yeah, there's you can make some money in acoustic gigs around
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. We got to rage against the machine, Johnny.
You can make a little money.
Brad Corrigan of Dispatch popped up once at a music fest in this tent and just took over. It was amazing. There you go. 25 to 35 is when you stop giving a shit. Start early, Sean. Embrace the present. I think I started doing that around like 22 or 23. And then I had this bout last year where I started giving a shit a lot. And it's like, you know, I'm struggling with it. I'm having the fight. Thank you, though. The fight.
There you go.
I was a cook in a live bistro when I first heard this guy sitting down playing guitar. It turns out it was Jeff Healey. I was blown away. Did he look you in the eyes?
My goodness.
Bam! Oh, yeah.
I met Rebecca Black once at a Fletcher concert. She seemed nice. There you go.
Sick.
Mary McChee says, you guys have an exceptionally high median income in your area, but the population is relatively low. Good for a local musician. Listen, the median income would be even higher without us here pulling it down.
Yes.
We're...
Absolutely. Want to buy a home in Southern Pines?
Oh.
Holy shit, bust out $1
Can't do
million.
it. You can't do it, boys.
It's insane, dude.
You got to get out to the country.
Yeah.
Got to get out to the country.
Yeah. And the circle is somehow like,
Baby, do you want to
it's getting
go?
out there.
You know.
It's getting out there.
In Charlotte, guys are pulling $200-300 for 3-hour acoustic solo shows. I would say that is the same here. I'd say $350 on the high end. The money is when you can bank another $150-200 in tips on top of that. Yeah. If you can make $300 for the 3-hour gig and then walk away with, you know, $150, $200 in tips, that's a decent day.
It's not bad.
I mean, 300 is not bad either.
No.
200 definitely is on the low side if you got to go very far at all.
But, and if you're doing like any kind of duo, it kind of like sucks a bit.
Most places will compensate some for the duo. It's not. It doesn't scale the same.
No.
But I mean, like, you know, solo. I mean, I'm trying to make $100 per hour.
Yeah.
You know, from the venue.
Yeah.
You know, which is $300.
That to me is a. I don't know. I feel like that's a good trade-off, especially for what you bring. Some people don't bring the level of show or fun or, you know.
I try to be fun and I try to be, you know, good. I mean, not that other people aren't being good, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
no.
there are people.
Yes.
I don't want to trash anybody, but I mean, like
No.
you know, like there's some really good acoustic
Yes.
acts and bands too around here. And then, but then I see a lot of, and I'm not talking like specifically around here, where it's just like,
Yes.
you know, I don't know.
There's been times, and usually they don't stick around too long because it's like, you know, there's got to be some kind of standard. You know, everybody should be able to play music, but there is a difference between playing at your open mic and playing a 3-hour gig, I think. And some people skate the line between really being able to pull off that 3-hour gig because it is a lot of work. So.
Let's see. Clunky Guitars says that's $1,200 to $1,500. Like, you mean if you scale that for a band? Yeah, I mean you really can't. You really can't. Yeah, it's hard to get that for. Like, you can't. I don't think here, at least, it's really hard to make the same money for a band that you do acoustic solo.
Yeah.
Even a duo. You know, I mean, you can get close with a duo, a trio. You're starting to.
Yeah.
But then by the time you get like a 4, 5, 6-piece band, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we like, because people always say that, like me and Zach talked about this at one point, right? He was rolling as a duo. He's got a bass player now, right? But whenever you start to scale stuff up, like, and you start splitting that check further and further and further, it's like, oh, okay, you get into a worse spot.
Here's the problem for like Zach, right? And I think everybody will hit, well, not everybody, but like Zach, right? Like there's that huge gap where it doesn't scale and you can't afford the third person.
Yeah.
And then there's this nothing land. But then there's these gigs up here that they're not going to hire a duo for.
No. Yeah,
right?
they're like, we want
But-
your full band.
Yeah.
And he's like, well,
And so he's got to eat. It's kind of like having a business and it's like you're too busy to do everything.
Yes.
But you haven't quite started making enough money to afford employees. You know what I mean? It's that kind of deal. You know what I mean? And I think that happens in like if you're successful enough, right? And I think Zach is successful enough. He's absolutely got a shot at those crazy high paying gigs. You know, but I mean, we're talking like. We're not talking about like some corporate thing. We're talking about like, oh, you're playing a festival and you're getting, 15 grand or 20 grand.
and they want to slot you for the main stage, but they're like, well, is it just the duo? Okay, well, we don't know. It's man, that's a trick. That middle land, I think, is the hardest thing. That's where the make or break stuff happens. And luckily, I think for where Zach's at and his work ethic, Zach is going to cross.
Oh
that.
yeah,
He's gonna
that's a
cross
big
that
thing for
bridge.
Zach. You know what I mean?
You know, but it is, man, that shit looks hard as hell. Because it's one thing to
It
be
is.
in like for me, my position with where I'm starting at, I can go and play shows locally and like not make money and it not really matter because I can
you
hold a
feel
job.
okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get out on the road and
It's
you're
a different-
counting on that. You know.
Well, you see guys like Zach or like Eddie who are just grinding
yeah.
at it. I mean, man, it's
Yeah.
a lot.
A season without gigs is like, I mean, what are you gonna do to eat? You know.
Volume Gain says most restaurant bar business is way down. I think there is a lot of that right now. It says my local venue started charging $15, $25 to get in the door, and it's killed the local music scene. We've seen some of that. It's usually $10 here, but even that here, I feel like is people are like, what? And it does. It is. It also, it's not even like we talked about. It's not even like the musicians are getting that. You know what I mean? It's not like what.
Yeah. There's a couple of bars in town. I won't name them, but I think it's really infuriating to pay a $10 cover charge, $15 cover charge, knowing the band's not getting a lick of that. And I walk inside, and there, you could say that's because like, oh, the scarcity of the room, right? You walk inside, and there's, 25, 30 people in a room that could be filled with probably 200 or 300 at given times. It's stuff like that is like a little infuriating to me to be like, well, these guys are my friends. I would go in and put $20 in the tip jar.
Right.
But I had to spend $20 for me and my wife
get in the
door. Yeah. So.
The Mighty Woodrow, getting dangerous here. He says, just because you're a karaoke singer doesn't mean you would do, or maybe should do, solo acoustic shows.
There have been people in town.
What do you mean?
There's people
What are you saying?
in town that I've seen do gigs with a laptop. And listen, I love electronic music. You got to put on a show, though. And I've heard people go in and the singing and shit is horrendous. You're like, what is going on? On top of, they're not playing an instrument at all. So it's kind of, to me, I'm like, you took somebody's gig, you took food out of somebody else's mouth so that you could go out there and just, do that. You know, I assume they don't get paid the same, but who knows? They might. They might.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? It's fun. It's a great time. Everybody should get into it. Yeah, there is great fishing in North Carolina, by the way, and lots of different types of fishing. Whatever you want to do. You want to go out on the boat? Mighty Woodger says a lot of it is horrible. I mean, there's just a lot of the whole, you know.
Yeah.
That's just what we do. It's what we sign up for. If you get into the ugly underground world of trying to make money.
Oh, I mean,
but I mean, hey, it beats the alternative, you know.
Yeah, but I mean that is the world we live in here.
Bean Lambs makes a great point. Says to charge a door fee, you need to guarantee me that I would get at least $10 or $20 worth of entertainment, not just business as usual. That is so true, right? Like if you're paying a ticket price, right? Which tickets are stupid anyways in normal comment. Like I mean, the prices they've gone to is crazy. And
talking about that door fee and what negates it, right, is maybe not even that, but like it would be different if I knew the guys in there playing were getting a bit of the cut and they didn't have to lug in their own sound equipment, move the tables themselves, set up all the shit, do all of that, and then still not get any of the door fee, and they're charging $10 because why? Because they can. And there's other bars in town that don't charge a door fee and still pay the musician what they're probably getting paid at.
Well, dude, here's the thing about it, right? We're getting into that whole discussion we've had before about like a bar, a place with music, a restaurant with music versus a music venue.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm not sure that the people in all these places, like running them, the bars and stuff, maybe understand. Some of them do. Some of them are really good about it, but
for me,
not everybody.
With that ticket charge thing at the door, you know, that fee, if you're gonna have my name on a little shit chalkboard outside your business amongst 20 others and pretend like that's, you know, doing something for me or whatever, like, I don't know. I fail to see any of those places as venues. I view it as like, this is the gig, you know? But anyways, I digress. I'm also a fleshling in this thing.
G loving the special sauce. We just had them here, didn't we?
We did, yep.
He's spreading his special sauce everywhere.
It got all over us.
To everyone. I did not go, but they used to come to Charleston.
$40. We have a small venue in town that is where they played, and I want to say tickets had to have been between 25 and 40.
I would have thought somewhere in the 30, 40 range, $35.
Some of these places I'm like, man, I won't say who or what or why or what it is, but
you just don't know.
Sometimes them ticket prices, they be getting crazy, girl. Me and JP were like, we can go see Die Spitz at the Cat's Cradle for $30. Like, and that to me would be awesome. Like, you're telling me I gotta go see somebody I've never heard of for 40. I'm like, it's crazy. No offense, G-Love. No offense. Not talking about you.
Oh, there's a fence. There's a fence, all right. There's a fence. We did make, just so you guys know, we did shoot a video yesterday that is going to come out, I guess, this week. We're going to live stream the Jim Irsay auction.
That's right.
That's going to happen at Christie's, where they're doing all his stuff.
March 12th at 5
So
p.m.
make your plans now.
Yes, we're going to have fun.
That's a Thursday, right?
Yes, Thursday night. We're going to have, there's going to be beers. There's going to be whatever JP likes to drink. There's going to be
Alka-Seltzer.
There's going to be maybe boneless wings, dude. Maybe we do a sit-up challenge after we eat all the boneless wings. I think we're going to have fun.
So that's going to be fun. And then there may be a separate portion in the auction.
That's right.
If you want some real instruments,
we're going to have... So, should we lay it out for him?
I think we should.
All right. So, if you haven't known, which we haven't talked too much about, we've hinted at it over the course of the last few months. Not only have there been big things happening in the casino with all the great things that we're building out, but Jonathan here has been building a house, like his own home. Like the man will own a home, damn it.
A very humble modest dwelling, but yes, a home.
It is not. We'll have to do some photos and stuff in the casino crew so you can see the progress on it. But as we've stated before, with being a musician, there are struggles
Acoustic gigs
beyond what one may see, right? As far as like, yes, we get to play cool guitars here at the shop, but in order for Jonathan to be able to kind of finish up and move in over this hard period where he's renting and owning, and they're finishing and moving and everything.
Don't forget the tax man.
The tax man, and then also your kids and their medical bills because, health insurance.
I mean, they haven't had anything crazy medical, but just normal things.
Yes, things that kids at around the age of 10 have to go through. Yes.
Johnny needs to sell his things to make a little extra cash to get over the last hump of the move in,
right.
get everything done.
So we're gonna do an auction.
I'm gonna sell a few things. A few good things, by the way. Like this is not like,
No, this is not
the
gonna
reverb clean out the famous person's warehouse. I mean, not that Jonathan is famous. Should we tell them? I'm thinking the Falcon is probably.
I want to preface this too with these are things that you wouldn't sell.
I would not typically sell.
These are things that you kind of your hands are a bit tied. So know that this isn't one of those things where he's like, I'm getting rid of all my junk.
No,
These
well,
I
don't have any junk. I don't have junk. You know what I mean?
Not, no.
So I'm gonna probably sell the Falcon. I'm gonna probably sell.
Yeah.
Well, I am. I'm going to sell my Strat with the Josefina Fat 60s. So it's the blue. It's actually faded metallic teal over black, which is an awesome guitar. But I can't get rid of my telly. So it's gonna leave me basically. I'm gonna leave myself with my 335. The red telly, and a few other cool things like I've got that cool old Magnatone, the vintage Magnatone. I've got the old Telly Deluxe. I'm not getting rid of any Magnatone amps. I am gonna sell a really cool little super amulet that I've been using a lot for things, and there might be some other random things. Those are the three largest ticket items that I'm gonna sell. I'm probably maybe gonna sell my little vintage Magnatone Starlight back there. Yeah. We'll see, maybe not, but at least those things. So we might do that before or in between. Take some bids.
Our thoughts are, and maybe you guys let us know. We were thinking this could either be its own event or we could tie it in with the Croce auction. So you guys are the premier audience for this because we're going to be doing a live stream. When would you like to see it? Would you like it to be its own event on a different night, or would you like to see it the same night as the Croce? Do you think that might pull things a little too long? You let us know right now, and we'll decide. Because I think that is, I think there's about 100 of you, roughly, that are, the sweet guys that you are, and girls.
So I tell Volume Talk, and I will have a studio, and I will write it off as expense. It's my garage, but
yes.
That doesn't give you cash at the current time. I'm not selling pickle. I don't really know if I'll sell any pedals. If I can sell those three things, I'll be good. The Baby M80 will not be up for sale because I use it like all the time. So.
We are also individually, like Baxter from the shop side and me from like some of my personal collection stuff, we're going to put things into this auction too.
That's what they say.
More for,
But I don't know. I don't know if we should do all that.
All the money. I at least have some pedals that I was like, I'll put these in because I don't use them and I think it'll be cool.
See, I'm with the mayor. He says if you're going to be downtimes during the auction, you should pepper in your stuff then. See, I kind of think
that's the thought.
That could be kind of fun.
Tie it in.
That could be kind of nice.
That's what I'm seeing.
The tie-in is good. I will sell pieces of my hair if anybody wants those. Just FES. I would absolutely do that.
I want to preface too, the stuff I was talking about, if it is there, know this ahead of time, at least from my end, I can tell you this. All the proceeds go to this guy.
Well, so. you were too kind, and you probably shouldn't do that. We're pretty darn close to 75,000, Ed. My computer says 73.8.
So we're 12.
It actually might be a few more than that, but we're really close to the 75,000.
1,200 away.
So, what are you going to do?
The smart brain said, give Jonathan a $25,000 bonus and tell him to keep his stuff.
That's a horrible idea. It's a horrible idea.
No, we can't do that. Surrender is going to buy it all anyways. Come on. You're gonna buy it, Tom. I
Like,
think Tom needs the
sweet
Gretsch,
deal.
dude.
The Gretsch is pretty sweet. I'm trying to just like not put it. I've put it away, not thinking about it. I took it out for one last little hurrah on Saturday, and now it'll be great. So
You could play out in front of casino with the kettle like the Salvation Army.
I could do that. That's not a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Mayor,
so-
thank you.
Yeah.
But no, it's not a big deal, right? Like we work in a guitar store.
Yes.
I'll recoup things, but this is going to be awesome because then I'll have a nice little spot of my own
Yes, exactly.
out in the country a little bit. Johnny needs his own auction show.
So we got one.
I
vote
just
for
don't
auction
know.
show.
I don't know how many people would tune in to that.
I think you'd be surprised how many people would, right? But I also think the majority is saying tie it in. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. To me, the Johnny show could be cool because we could all play songs in between. We could drink again on another
I mean, maybe
day.
we do that, you know, but well,
that to me,
and then
Exactly.
they're actually finishing my house
Exactly.
ahead of schedule. So part of the doing it together is the timing. like so, you know, I don't want them to be like, "Hey, we're finished. Here's your keys." And me be like, "Oh, I gotta have this auction next month. Sorry."
I mean, it is a little.
It's a little time, and like I said, my taxes were not quite as happy as I was hoping they would be.
The man's
Apparently,
getting.
I made too much money. I was just too rolling in it last year.
The man's getting
The
hit from
government
all sides.
needed his cut.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Bean Lamb says, "I think you'll need a Castadosa." That would be delightful. I just don't know if I'm in the Castadosa.
That's,
I would love to have a
I was gonna
Castadosa.
say, it's never the issue of I don't want one. It's
No, dude.
always the issue of I don't know if I can have one. Yeah.
Antiques Roadshow with Jonathan running it. That would be really funny. That's kind of like the. That's kind of like I'd pulled up. I'd never seen this before, and let's see. I think we discovered that it was or who is it? Well, what's the why can't I find it? Volume Tone Game said this was Joe Glazer. But have you seen the vintage verified lab?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
It just popped up for me on Instagram. I was like, well, this is kind of cool. Obviously, it's
cool.
been around for a bit.
I think it's pretty neat. I think it's cool to see something like this popping up in a time where you would have figured 10, 15 years ago, this would have already been a thing. So I think it's awesome.
You know, I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
To know exactly as much as possible. Because I was saying, I feel like we get a lot of random things where it's like stuff that's cobbled together and it's really takes us a bit to figure out what is going on.
Well, I was gonna say, I think the main thing this should point out to people is if you want to take something into a shop that you trust and have them inspect it and go through it, right? Like, I spent probably 2 hours one day on like a 63 Strat. Baxter had me go through all the details. He wanted photos of everything. I mean, adding up that amount of time, if you considered it like you would, and then also put everything back together as it was, restring as it was, do the whole nine.
Volume Tone Games is awesome if you're buying a $500,000. I mean, I would think that would be a
Yes.
no-brainer for something like that, but I think it'd be a no-brainer if you're buying a $20,000. Like if you're buying an
yeah.
old Strat or an old like SG or something, dude, or an old 335, and you want to know
Anything,
everything, I
yes.
would think that would be I don't know how much this costs. I can't imagine in the scheme of that it's very much.
Yes.
Especially when it sounds like they can make an appointment and they do it in like 3 hours that day.
Yeah.
They said you drop your guitar off that morning, and when your appointment day is, or the day before. Because I was just reading up about it a little
What
bit.
a
I mean,
cool trip to take, though. To
dude,
be
it would be
like,
an awesome trip.
That'd be neat.
That would be amazing. Now, and they don't give you values at all. They don't do appraising. There's just like they don't
History.
worry about provenance. It's just from what they can analyze, the
Yeah.
finish, all that kind of stuff. And most of it is totally non-invasive, like hands off.
Yeah.
Like it says they might want a piece of the finish that's smaller than a grain of rice. But that's only on like really very specific cases where you want to
Yeah.
know the actual
Yeah.
like formula of an
They
actually
can
used or
probably
whatever.
carbon date it, too, I would assume, you know?
Well, I mean, it sounds like they've got a lot of the stuff down, but I feel like it's pretty awesome.
That's right. They said, how long have they been building your house?
We started.
November.
Yeah, I mean, really didn't get started
Yeah.
until November.
Yeah.
So it's been quick, man.
It has.
It's been really quick, but
It's been crazy to see the photos like as they progress. With
we should be in by hopefully the end of March.
We'll have to give like a little.
I'll give it a little tour once I get it all set up.
Yeah.
But there is a small announcement to make. I talked to our dear friend Anthony this morning.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen the new amp that Sean has launched with Marla amps.
Roby, dude.
If you haven't, you need to go and you need to go and watch the video. I think there's more videos coming, little deeper dives, right?
Yes.
We've already had quite a few orders for these things.
Yep. Surrender got number 1.
Surrender got number 1.
I feel like I should say that because that's a part of being number 1, dude. You get number 1.
Super fun.
Yes.
There was one gentleman on the comments I saw that said the dirty sound sounded like a blown speaker, which I took a little offense to. But,
Nice.
if that's what you believe, that's fine. I don't know why you need to comment that, but it's not for everybody.
But
it's for a lot of people.
It does sound like a blown speaker, which is perfect.
That's kind of.
Fucking rock and
there's
roll,
a
dude.
lot of pedals that are really
Yes.
just
that's what it's doing.
just do that. The speaker cranker. So, anyways, order these things. They're pretty fantastic. You can only really get them through. Can you get them through Marla and us? I suppose.
Nope, just us.
Just us.
Just us.
Just us.
Because Anthony's that sweet.
But I think for your early birthday, Sir Anthony wanted you to know that is officially yours. If there was any question, as a happy little early birthday nudge to Sean. And that is actually the prototype, I do believe.
Sick.
Which I think is very fitting since, Sean and Skylar designed the little faceplate, which is slightly different on the actual ones, right? Like, is it look different or just made a bit differently?
This one is slightly different. She had to make some adjustments
Cool.
to some of the sizing of things. So like the sizing around the knobs and stuff. But that is sick, dude. That's badass.
Well, and I know you've been using this amp anyways for a while now. Like, pretty much
Yeah.
every time I've seen you playing lately, this has been what you've been rocking and rolling on.
That is awesome.
So, happy birthday early
Thanks,
to you,
sweetheart.
sir.
I'm gonna have to call. I was talking to him this morning.
Me too.
That's great.
So, and that was all Anthony,
That's cool.
our dear friend that
He's
we
the
love.
fucking man.
So
He's my
kind of
darling
fun.
angel, dude.
That's kind of fun. Sean
is cool.
and Sean, I think, might be the first to have his own signature gear. I don't think there's any Baxter Clement stuff out there floating around out there, but there might be.
We almost had the Johnny Robb pedal.
Oh yeah,
Almost.
we were working on it. We were working on it with the old
Yeah.
Tontuga.
Well, nice, dude.
Pretty
I'll have to call
awesome.
him back.
Pretty
That's
fun.
sick.
So I think that is well deserved.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
I've been pulling it back and forth from the shop because like I like to have it in there. So if you come in, you can actually play this in the shop.
Yeah.
Which you still will be
And,
able to. But
For sure, because it's a lot of fun to play, even if that's not normally your thing. Bobby Ramble says on there was much rejoicing. I like it. A lot of Skylar love right here.
dude,
Todd Roy says be proud, Sean and Skylar. It is a cool amp.
she
Chad B
crushed it.
says she designs a wonderful amp.
She does.
Yeah, and
She
it
does.
is the Marla Roby. So
We sat back and it's funny, like the things that I told her as far as like what I want it to look like and like evoke, and she made it like way better than any of the words I was describing. I was like, I wanted to be
she's
like.
like, I'm going to disregard all that. And no, where did the name come from? That is Sean and Skylar's sweet dog.
That's right, Roby, which is short for Robitussin, if you didn't know. So there you
Why
go.
is it Robitussin?
Well, so Baxter's dog, Sudie Mae,
Sudie Mae.
at that time, this is a couple years ago now, I was calling her Little Sudafed. And I just said that because I thought it was funny.
No, it is.
Yeah, people would chuckle, right? It was neat.
You can also make drugs from Sudafed. Don't forget. No.
You can.
That's why you can't buy, but so many
Yes.
at the store.
So we do that, and Skylar brings in Reese, which is to be Roby, and she brings her in from the rescue shelter, and she wouldn't like really go about anybody else. She comes running right up to me and stuff like that, and I'm looking at her, petting her and stuff, and I was like, little Roby Tussin, and then that was it. It was done. So she's the only dog named Roby.
I just got a fantastic text from Anthony. He says I can auction the S20V. I just have to name a room in the house. I could make it the Marla Studio. The Marla Studio. Studio Marla. I think it should be Studio Marla. I'm gonna need a nameplate for that though.
I was like, oh, well, we'll sell this one in the shop, either as like the prototype special thing, or like we had talked about some kind of giveaway thing. But now I'm like, whoa, I got the proto, dude.
He's like, I texted the wrong person. Don't worry, I do that all the time. It's ridiculous. No, yeah, I think you and I could bond over our difficulties with technology.
Yes.
But it's okay. I'd like to think it's because I'm old.
That's right.
It's because I'm old.
I like it.
The Marla mudroom. I would never put the Marla in the mudroom.
Never in the mudroom, dude. This is dope. This is dope. Nice.
But yeah, but then just check out Marla in general, obviously, if you have not. You could even go play one at Chicago Music Exchange.
There, Chuck Levin's Twin House Music up in Chapel Hill. Definitely check out.
And we usually have something around that you can play.
So along with this deal, we are also doing a super cool custom color to us for the Marla stuff. It's not that custom, I don't guess. Whenever he came in initially, he had this cool 10-watt amp that I think is no longer being made, but he brought one in for me and one in for Johnny, right? And then he brought the 20 watts down later. Well,
and they were a little different, the ones those first two, which was cool. Like, it was kind of two different designs.
Yes.
And we played them, man. We gigged with those things. And then I've played the 22 out some.
Dude,
and
the 20.
The 20 is pretty awesome.
Sick as hell. Our
the
good friend
20
Mark has
paired
that one now.
with the reverb.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's killer. That tenor though that he gave me was it's like this cool red color, right? And initially that's what we were gonna do this in, and it's funny because he's like, I can't stand it, because it kind of is the same like dark wine red that you used to see on those Les Paul Studios, but it looks really cool on the amps with a black faceplate and then also oxblood grill cloth. All of the ones that we're doing for the shop, at least for this first run, we're doing like a 20 watt, and we're doing his Libby reverb unit, which is awesome, and maybe a couple of other things too. They are going to be in that red colorway, and hopefully with the oxblood grill cloth, because that stuff, it looked fantastic. So there you go.
Yeah, Todd Roy, I figured you were joking. I was just joking too. But I will say, I don't know, Volume Tone Gain has the largest guitar amplifier, but that I don't know about physically largest, but that friggin' Benson Babylon thing that we saw at Woodwire and Volts.
It's a lot of tubes. A lot of transformer too.
802 watts. Can you imagine?
It's gonna be
I wish they'd had that thing cranked. I would have liked to have heard that in the room.
Yes.
I'd like to have it over there and me walk outside and just have it up. Not even wide open. Just like cracked open to where it's all working, and just give it.
I bet that thing could break glass.
Dude, you know what? I mean, you would rattle some windows out for
That's
sure.
what I mean. That's crazy.
But I mean, you know.
Homegrown son went in detail here, baby. He said, surprised that you still have the Fitter Custom Shop Kunify Telecaster Custom Time Capsule in H Vintage White.
Me too. That's the one with the Bixby, right? We got a Bixby on that one. Isn't that the one with Bixby? Yeah.
That is a killer guitar. Honestly, it shouldn't be here anymore. I don't know why it is, but it's great. We should do a Marla style video, or not Marla, how we did that Castados video. We should do one on that guitar like that.
Yeah, no, we probably should, because it is a sick guitar. I mean, listen, after I have an auction and I move into my house and I start mining coal in my yard, that's my plan. I'm sure it's there.
That's how you build wealth.
I'm sure.
You have to take intrinsically nothing out of the earth from behind your house.
That's right.
Turn it into something, and then you have made wealth.
Maybe not coal, but something. I feel like there's something there.
There's something there. You find some iron, make horseshoes, sell the horseshoes.
Then maybe I'll treat myself. I'll replace my Strat with the Custom Shop Kunify Tele Custom.
Yeah, dude.
Time Capsule and Aged White. But that's a good one. That's a good one.
That thing is a sonic weapon. Hell yeah, dude.
I did see. You're okay. Let me. I know we're wrapping up close. Let me see if you've ever listened to this fella on YouTube.
I mentioned earlier
I won't play him, but you ever listen to El Dorado guitars? You guys ever listen? He's got like 3,000 subscribers. But I do see his videos pop up. And like this got 9,000 views. But it's funny because his title was No Rhett Shull. I wanted to see the whole thing. Oh yeah, No Rhett Shull. That's not Gibson's biggest problem. And I didn't see Rhett Shull's video, but apparently in his video he says that like part of Gibson's problem is they're telling sort of the wrong story right now. And this guy just rags on the Gibson stuff. And then he doesn't say that like it's not okay. He's just like, it's not great. He's like, they're not making great guitars. And he doesn't seem to share that thing about the guitar shop. It was just an odd video. I was like, man, I don't know if I'd want to go hard onto like a person's name.
No. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. That's like, but I mean, also, I think we all know how the YouTube sphere can be this insidious thing where you're like, oh, I'll step on whoever it takes to get to the top of whatever the hell
sometimes I watch these videos though, and I'm like, and I agree, like we're in and this isn't like to sound like we're better than anything or whatever. Yeah. We're in an odd like spot where we're not a YouTube channel or if we want to go play a bunch of Les Pauls, like we go, like we unbox them every day because we're a shop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like even a channel like, Music is Win, who has won me over with his, No Cover Charge podcast. Darn him. Yeah. I never disliked him. I just didn't watch a ton of them. I kind of found some of the Music is Win stuff cheesy. But I love the podcast and he seems like a really genuine guy. Now I kind of want to hang out with him. But like, you know what I mean? Like if you're that, or even someone like Paul David's, like you got to go. I mean, the manufacturer might send you one, right? But then if you want to go play, like we get to play a bunch of them. And it's just funny because like the stuff that a lot of these guys say about like Gibson or like Fender, like I find myself disagreeing with the vast majority of it.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just kind of funny. And I'm not like trying to say it's all, I'm saying some of the good things he said about some companies in here I disagreed with. Like, and he was trying to hold them up counter to Gibson. And I was like, I don't know if that's true. But
I personally think there's exactly how you're talking, right? You go into a Guitar Center and you pick up a guitar off the wall. I think a lot of times we tend to judge a manufacturer completely off of that, when in reality it's also up to the standard of the guitar shop to, upkeep that guitar, make sure that it plays well, make sure that it needs a truss rod tweak or whatever else is going on, as well as humidity, right? That's not to say that guitars don't show up with issues. That is to say, though, don't judge it off of a 2022 Les Paul standard that you went into a GC to pick up and play, or any other shop for that matter, that it is that setup. Because I think for us, having carried Gibson now for about 6 months or so, I've been really impressed with not only the QC, but how they will take things back and fix things whenever there are issues.
Well, yeah, of course.
There's been a couple of things that I've taken note of and seen. Like we've had a couple of guitars with some fretboard sprout, and not a lot, I mean, we've probably received almost 100 guitars at this point, and
so we're starting to get a feel.
Yeah.
For
two of those out of that 100 had that issue.
Even that though, right? Even that was that week we had the crazy cold snap and an ice storm and then a snowstorm, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I know in the past I have walked into a shop, played a guitar, and thought, "Oh my God!" and then kind of judged the guitar. But you don't know. Yeah. Any guitar could do that, and so like some of that might have been a little bit on us. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. When I reached out, we reached out to Gibson on it and asked them, and they're like,
and they're going to fix it, right?
They're like, you can send it back and we'll fix it.
Because nobody wants that,
yes,
or
your tech can fix it, whatever you want to do. So,
but
yeah.
No, I'm super with Main Cheese on this. People want to buy from guitar players and craftsmen, not accountants and lawyers. I mean, that is true. But and I'm not. I don't know. Rhett, he said Main Cheese says Rhett said Gibson is making the best guitars they've made since the '60s in that video.
Oh, I mean, to me, and I have no side in this. I haven't seen either one of these videos, but I would agree with Rhett Shull on that. I think these are some of their best guitars since the '60s.
I mean, I think that you and I probably agree.
Yeah.
That this is a relatively bold statement at the risk of sounding like I am.
Give it to him, Johnny.
The shill. There was and Fender's the one I'm not sure about, right? Like for a while, I thought Fender was making the best guitars they'd made in a long, long time. maybe since Golden Age.
Yep.
I think Martin is making the best guitars they've made in a long time.
Yes.
I think there was another one in my brain, but like those two, and I think Gibson probably is like making. I won't say they're the best they've made since the '60s, but they're some of the best they've made in a while. Like having like played a lot through the 2000s, I think I'd probably prefer a newer one than a slightly older one at this point for the most part. You know what I mean?
I'll put it this way, and this probably will be hopefully devoid of the shillness, right? We don't carry Yamaha. We don't carry a handful of brands like Yamaha, like Reverend, brands like that. Even brands that maybe we don't rep the strongest as other brands. Like we got PRS in the shop and stuff like that. I think we are going through another golden age since about 2015 or so. Not for every brand, right? Just saying it roughly starts there. To the current present day, where no matter what company you buy from, the quality of guitar is astronomically better than it was 25 years ago.
It's rising across the board.
I think it's killer, dude.
That was the other one, Taylor. I think Taylor's making the best guitars they made right now. I had a whole conversation with somebody the other day that like Taylors have never been bad, but there is a chunk of history where they didn't inspire me as much. But I thought they were amazing in like the late '90s and early 2000s, and then. But I mean, all that is obviously subjective. But I think that the guitars Taylor's making right now.
Well, specifically the gold labels.
That's what I mean. Like those, dude, and the all the legacy and gold label stuff is amazing. But so I think across the board in general there are exceptions both ways, right? Like as far as the old ones and the new ones. But in general, guitars are pretty dang good right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
They are. And I want to...
Could they be better? Sure.
Absolutely. Well, everything could be better, right? Bean Lamb says, Rhett's PRS slander just doesn't make sense to me either. He's making a choice not to like them. Here's my thought on the PRS situation there with that. As I just said, any of these companies are making far better guitars than I think they were 25 years ago. In my personal opinion. Like, leagues above what they were sitting at. I think that still is up to the individual to see the value in it for themselves. And a brand like PRS, I think, does some things really well. But I also personally feel like it's not a guitar that I would play because of certain things that I feel like are missing to it, to where I think Gibson does get right. And hopefully, if anybody at PRS watches this, they don't get upset and like send us crazy emails and are mean to us, because I'm just speaking the truth for myself, okay? Don't penalize anybody else. It's just me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of am with Bean Lamb about comparing the PRS and the Gibson. I mean, the only ones you can really compare, right, are if you look straight at like the 594s and the McCartys. You know, then you can compare those, but even those are way different than, in my opinion.
Yes.
But then no, you got huge guys like Tim Pierce who knows more than, for probably, what's the saying? He's forgotten more about playing guitar than we'll ever know. But and he loves the 594. So.
Well, and I was gonna say, once again, intrinsic to the player.
Yeah.
You look at a guy like Tim Pierce, phenomenal player, far better guitar player than I am. If that guitar inspires you like it inspires Tim Pierce, go buy one and play it,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I also think we shouldn't rest our we were talking about this yesterday. Like, whenever you have a thought on something and you like it, just because somebody else doesn't, does not automatically mean that it's dog shit. It just means, hey, people think I play an amp with a blown out speaker. Get fucked. I like it.
But it works for what you do.
I like.
Now, Bulldogger JK says, I want to buy a gold label, but I'm afraid my bluegrass friends will make fun of me. And they will. But dude, I think all you got to do is just carry a little picture of Trey Hensley in your pocket. Pull it out.
I think you do that.
I mean,
what I do in that situation, because we obviously work Merle Fest, where it's all bluegrass. People hate to see a Taylor, right? Is you put one in their hands and you say, play it. What do you think?
I do think, though, over the years, even at Merle Fest, right, you still get the hardcore guys who, like, the guy that spilled on the ground, and which I still think is hilarious. Totally. But in, like, the best way. Like, I love that guy. I want to talk to that guy again. But anyways.
Yeah, and that's why he's got a D18 from before 1975, and the neck is fucked because he won't get the truss rod reset. Or he won't get the neck reset.
But overall, I think people have softened. I think there's I've got a friend that he sort of runs the Hamlet Hardware down in Hamlet, obviously, and bluegrass player. Got some cool Martins, got an awesome Collings, got all sorts of neat guitars. But he very lives in that bluegrass circle. He went to see me play some stuff and posted a picture of me playing a Taylor, and he took some hate from his friends in the comments. He's like, "Well, would you go see a man playing a Taylor? Did he play a Taylor?" Oh my God! I was like, okay, this is really funny. I was like, first of all, I was not playing bluegrass.
Well, that's the thing too. Is yeah. I mean, you know how it is, though. Once again, people are going to have
But,
opinions.
Dude, I tell you what, the Trey Hensley's really good. All the gold label and legacy stuff, like those new 810s are really good. And I'd put the 810 that I have against near about any dreadnought you want to put it against. I mean, that's a great guitar.
I mean, a guitar with Brazilian rosewood too is like, what the hell?
No, am I saying that I wouldn't want either I would want a D18 or D20. I actually really love D28s, but
it does something different.
Or like, a Hummingbird or something. They all do something different. I mean, I want them all.
It's kind of funny if you compare this guitar to a D28 to that 810 you have. If we played all three of those back to back,
so different.
They all do something different. It's near about the same body
Even
shape.
the 810 that we've got hanging over there, the Legacy, that's a killer guitar, man. But it is different than a Martin, but I think it hangs in there in a really good way. I mean, it's just funny. How that I feel like this guitar, have we been playing it more?
I have been. I don't know.
It sounds better. I mean, there is something to acoustic guitars, right?
Yeah.
You play them and something does happen. And I noticed it this morning when I picked it up. I was like, wow, this is really fun.
Deja YouTube says, Tim's favorite PRS was spec to not look like a PRS. Funny enough, though. Love the understated look. Though the half moons, blacked out vibe, barely see a logo even. I have not seen this guitar. I'd like to see it.
You should see it. It's cool.
I'll look it up real quick. Why not?
I mean, it seems like Tim and Paul are good pals. So it seems like Paul kind of makes Tim whatever.
Well, I think here's the thing that I do enjoy about PRS. If Paul were in the room while we're having this conversation right now, I think he would actively agree with that. It is up to the player. Now, Paul, I think, is somebody who loves the challenge of, okay, damn it, let me build you something that will inspire you then. A la John Mayer, Like, I think him and John working together is a testament to that, which in its own way is very cool. I appreciate that.
Ed says, can you go a day or longer without picking up a guitar?
I rarely do.
I have rarely gone a day in my, probably since I started playing, man. But it's not out of let me go put in 20 minutes. I just love playing guitar. I mean, I literally can probably count on both hands the days that I have not played guitar over the last, 25, 27 years.
I mean, I think there's
and that's not always practicing. No. It might just be what we're doing now. I might be annoying the people I'm talking to by noodling while we're conversing. But
I think you go through eras of it, Like, I've had times where I feel very unhappy with my playing and I get frustrated and I might stop for a couple of days. But usually whenever I do that, I come back feeling refreshed. So, but yeah, it's rare.
Only on vacation, and that's in a music festival. I usually try to take one even on, I don't know. I just like when we go on vacation, I usually try to take the old get fiddle with me.
Yeah. I think it depends on the vacation.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm
As for acoustics opening up, do y'all buy into the idea of sitting a new guitar in front of a speaker to break them in? Listen, I don't know. I think there's probably something to it.
Yeah. It's vibrations, right?
Yeah.
I'm a believer in it's like a guitar amp speaker. You can sit here and run noise through it or whatever the hell you want to do, but
it's not quite the same.
At the end of the day, just play it and it'll open up.
I mean, I don't think it could hurt it. I do think there's a thing about the wood grain crystallizing and it being, fairly standardized, after it vibrates a certain way for so long. So I mean, It might help it. I don't think it can hurt it.
Yeah.
It can't hurt, and it might help. That's my official stance.
Yeah. I would love to see that guy who did the whole thing about like all tone wood is a lie or whatever, to do a test like that with acoustics, and have a bunch and
Jim
open some
Lil.
of them up and don't and see what they sound like.
I mean, like, I do think playing them does make them sound a bit different.
Yeah.
But I also think my hunch is probably that you would probably hear a greater difference in humidity and temperature.
Yeah.
Because I can tell a difference in my acoustics throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like with different levels, in the house, like as far as if they get a little drier or a little wetter, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I argue if you're playing a damn electric guitar and it's humid and hot as hell, they tend to sound and react differently. I've had that, especially nitro-coated ones, because like I know you felt the nitro thing where you pick it up and it's almost like slick. You're like, whoa, okay, like you're playing a hot summer day, dude. It gets different.
That is I'm sure Greg. I'm sure a lot of you guys can talk to this, but I'm sure Greg could speak to this. Like that, there is a challenge to like going and playing different stages outside.
Yeah.
Over different spots and temperatures and like
Yeah.
festival things, and when you're just
Yeah. You gotta think,
dude.
in the cold, the wood tightens up. In the hot, it opens up. I don't know. I think it's doing something, Age matters more. I'd agree with that.
Wood is made of tiny, rigid tubes. It doesn't change much with vibration. I've always heard though that like I guess it's whatever sap or whatever is left crystallizes, or it's like the pattern. I don't know. I don't know that much or care.
I have heard that too, but I'm in the same boat. It's one of those things, it's like the weight of a guitar. Like, whenever people are all caught up on that stuff, I've never been one to give a shit.
Here's the funny thing, right? Like, people call about stuff like that, right? Yeah. And people want to ask, is this true or is it real, or does tone wood matter?
Yeah.
And all I can ever do, and this is true for anybody, is tell you what I myself have experienced. Yeah. And there are things that I feel like, at least in my mind, and maybe they are psychological, but I don't care, like, seem to make a difference in things, right? And then there are things that I'm like, I've never personally seen this thing. And I will have this conversation all the time on the phone because people call to ask, which is great. I'm not, I'm just saying, like,
don't worry about it.
I'm just saying, I'm less worried about, unlike in this musical thing, or like a great guitar, I'm a little less worried about the science of it. Because I've played things that people told me scientifically were like, this is going to be amazing. And I'm like, it doesn't do anything for me. And then I've played stuff that, where like, it's like it has to be sort of your experience with it. And and I do think there's a thing, if you feel like, it doesn't matter, it probably won't matter, right? Because you either won't notice or it's just psychologically that thing's not impacting you. Yeah. But your brain's a crazy thing. So like if you think something matters, you feel like it does, and you have that experience, then it will. And I mean, maybe that's a cop out, but I don't think it is. I think it's really you just got to lean into what you feel like makes you the happiest and play the best. And I mean, that's why we're doing all this stuff, right?
I completely agree. And I think with that is that if there was something to sum all of that up, play a guitar and see if you like it first. Let's see if it has the mojo.
But I mean, the thing, right? The thing about it, like, I mean, it's easy to be. I mean, we're talking about the last 5%.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there are things that do objectively matter, right? Like in the build and the craftsmanship and the quality.
Absolutely.
Of certain things. There are things that absolutely won't matter, materials, right? Yep. But then all these little things that we are talking about, we're chasing that last 5%, and I think a lot of it is in your brain.
Totally.
But I don't say that to negate it or whatever.
No. Like it's the common ground agreement here that we all know we're fucking crazy. That's what we're saying.
Mary Chi says it all matters if you're any damn good. I do tend to think the better you get at
And it's personally knowing a bad guitar from a good guitar. And here's the thing, and this goes against our business model completely. I have never, and probably will never, and I probably shouldn't say never, but I would never order a guitar over the internet. Now, if I could go and play it, and I've taken trips, you know, to different states to go and play something. That doesn't bother me at all. It is more so that I'm a big touch, feel, I want to know it, you know? And then I'll know in that moment, as soon as I play the guitar, I love this, I'm gonna get it. I won't question the weight, I won't question the radius, I won't question any of the specs. I just want to play it, and if I play it and it's inspiring me, I'm good. That's what I care about.
I have ordered a few offline.
Yeah.
And it's always worked out.
Yeah.
But I always order them knowing
Yeah.
there's the chance. But I've also, you know, I mean, you know, even with us, right? Like you order a guitar, there's a small window where it's like, oh, nothing has to be wrong. The small window is where you're just like, yeah, it's not the one.
It's not the one. And I'd much rather hear that.
Now,
than
please
hear-
don't do that to us for like 10. Don't order 10 guitars, please. Do that to Sweetwater.
I just wanted to try them all out.
But
Yeah.
see, I volume, tone, gain says none of it matters if you're good enough. I think that's not true. I don't really buy into that. Like, it matters way less, I think. Because, you know, we all hear the guy who plays on the crazy Squire. And you can make a Squire play amazing. Sean's playing a Squire most of the time now anyways. But,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
So, some of that, too, like, is style, right? Like, it might not matter at all if you are gained out all the time, right?
oh, yeah, no.
And just shredding. Like, but
Well,
it
and-
just, it depends. It just
Yeah.
depends.
I think, well, also it depends on what you like, what is inspiring you, right? Like, if you would have pointed this guitar out to me in a guitar store and said like, hey, you're gonna play this thing every day, I probably would have been like, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
It is like, it is the belief, right? It's the crazy things we tell ourselves to fall in love with something, you know? It's the obsession. You know, because that's what we do, right? Like, isn't that a part of it, is like being the artist? Being the artist to me is not being a mathematician and having all the numbers down.
It's just having the. I mean, you know, you might have the crazy ritual. Like it's like sports dudes being like, "Well, we touch this rock every time before we go out." No,
Exactly.
nobody really questions that. I mean, I think we
No.
all know that, like,
You're like, what's that really
you know,
doing?
but you're not gonna not touch the rock. You know what I mean?
yes, it's you know, there's something ritualistic about it. It's the reason why I have my Strat that I could play for everything, right? Because that's arguably the best guitar I own, right? But this $400 thing inspires me just as much as that guitar does, and I'm like, I'll have both. You know, there's no reason not to. I'm like, this is cool. So, otherwise we would all just own one guitar, you know, and we'd be like, that's it.
Exactly.
It's boring. You know what I mean? Listen.
And on
feel
that
it.
note, it's probably time. We're stretching longer and longer. Poor David. Poor David's over there.
I know. It sucks because it's just so much fun.
But yeah, it is fun. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with us and having our crazy, wild conversations. So be on the lookout for the auction action, the Christie's auction, the Johnny Robb auction. Make sure to tell Sean happy birthday tomorrow. Anything else I'm leaving out? Hit like, hit subscribe,
Hit the
share, hit the bell. Help us get to where are we? 1,200 likes, 1,200 subscribers away from giving away the Strat, and then we'll go right to our next one. So, you know, I think everybody on here is commenting enough to have a shot at it.
I think so.
So,
It's happening soon. Just coming down the pipe.
but
Man,
we
oh,
appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week.
man. Boom.